Blue Cross Blue Shield Cubs postgame live.
Diving catch, Sanchez to end the game. So the White Sox steal game one, 1-0.
Yes, it is Len Casper. Sox take it 1-0. 99th matchup between the White Sox and Cubs as Southsiders improved to 53 and 46 all time. Cubs hit it to 5 double plays, 4 ended innings. Hendricks, his 3rd straight scoreless start. J.B. Shuck, the sac fly in the 8th that plated Bonifacio the only run on the afternoon. Sox take round 1 of the Crosstown 1-0. Welcome to Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Mike Side with Todd Hollingsworth, Bill Melton. I am Pat Boyle. We did have, I thought, a great pitching performance from Kyle Hendricks in this one. 3rd straight scoreless outing from him. If you go back to his 4th start, it's now, what, 22 1/3 innings of scoreless ball.
Well, I expected him to do much of the same. We talked about this, how good he's been at home at Wrigley Field this year. You know, a place that's comfortable to him. Got back up on the mound, did it once again, added, subtract, the 2-seam fastball. You saw how many White Sox hitters out on their front foot today. A lot of them. Not a whole lot of hard contact against him, and again, executing pitches down in the zone. He lived there, and he made the White Sox work for what they got. They got nothing.
And Carlos Rodon dealing with the blister, 6 strikeouts, 6 walks, a bizarre line, but no runs.
Yeah, but that's where that bizarre line's been just about all year. I mean, he's always in that range of 6 to 8 strikeouts. He's always in the range of 5 or 6 walks, and that's because I think he's just trying to be too fine. This is the guy that he's got very little minor league experience coming out of college. And you think, you know, sometimes you give these hitters too much credit when you got great stuff like that. You really don't have to nick them corners as much. But he's got an outstanding slider, and that's the one where he strikes you out and wipes you away. And you see that, but it always happens after 80 or 90 pitches, I think.
Let's take you through the highlights of this one. 99th meeting between these crosstown rivals. A perfect afternoon at Clark and Addison. And Todd, Sox defense, there it is. They're playing for the cup. Sox defense helping Carlos Rodon pitch out of some early jams. First 4 innings, they all ended in double plays.
Well, right. I mean, you see the thought process right there. You know, you hit into it. He's not able to get the ball in the air or drive it the other way, but these guys are thinking the other way. You get outside that one just a little bit. Some of these double plays are timing plays. I mean, we put guys in motion, leading the shortstop to the bag. You think back to Alexi Ramirez turning a double play, nearly standing on second base. This one right here, just obviously a bit of confusion, putting guys in play, makes a great catch. Ball comes out of the glove. Hendricks is standing down there at third base, wondering what in the world is going on. They've got the easy double play right there. There's where it's at. Russell ends up getting back, and like I said, these are strike him out, throw him out. I mean, it wasn't as if they fell into a mode where it was constantly the ball on the ground. It was the Cubs trying to create some offense. It was the effectively wildness of Rodon that made this complicated.
Sox squandered some scoring opportunities as well, twice with Carlos Sanchez on second. Adam Eaton made the last out of the inning, Bill.
Well, I've seen a lot of that this year, and I agree with Ty. I've watched enough of these games, and they always kind of wind up like this. We're always going to the 8th or 9th inning, 1 run. We never have the big game. But again, the only reason why the White Sox now have won 8 out of 10 is they're actually turning double plays and making the plays. They hadn't done that earlier. That's why they're a ball club that's under 500. They're basically hitting like they've been hitting all year. I don't know if that's going to change at all, but most importantly now, if we got good pitching like the Cubs have got good pitching, you make the plays behind you, got a chance to win.
Scoreless in the 8th. Emilio Bonifacio came off the bench, pitch hitting for Rodon. Former Cub, meant to bunt, but Rondon plunked him in the leg. So next at bat, Bonifacio is off to the races. Was he actually safe, though? Tell me about that one, Tom.
Well, it looks like he is. He catches him right there on the back arm, but you got to remember a little bit earlier in the ballgame, Joe Madden challenged, lost the challenge. Could ask the umpires, but they got to want to review it.
So in the bottom of the 8th inning, Zach Ducon in relief. Well, Sox strike first here with the sac fly as Shuck lifts one to left, and Coughlin not deep enough to make a real strong throw.
Yeah, it was tough. It's a tough read right there. That ball's getting out there. That wasn't a soaring, towering blast to left where you could get really underneath it. He got it back as far as he could and got a little flat-footed on the throw.
Anthony Rizzo there goes down. Duke gets him chasing strike 3. So do or die, bottom of the 9th inning. David Robertson in on for the save. First man up, Chris Bryant gets him. Then it's Jorge Soler. He goes down as well. And then the final hope, Chris Stenorfia, Lines to Carlos Sanchez, who makes a nice play there. And that is your ball game. When you go back to that play in the third innings where Hendricks on second, you got Russell on first and Fowler, lines went to Garcia. You know, he loses the ball. Can you really fault the runners for both not coming back to the base on that one?
Well, they're moving on the play, and that's just it. You get yourself into a position where you're watching the action, and if you watch where he loses the baseball, it's after about a second. The catch was secure, but then the ball pops out, so there's some hesitation over at third base, but you've got two runners running. You're the one closest to the action, which is your runner on first base, actually sees what happens, hightails it back to first base. Hendricks gets lost in all of this. He continues to move towards third, actually ends up coming around third base, and is completely lost on the play. And I also believe that there were more than just Kyle Hendricks that were lost on this play. I mean, it's kind of how it played itself out. He never really makes a run. See, there's miscommunication right there. If your third base coach is on top of it and sees it the way that it's happening, you know, you're screaming at him, get back, get back, get back. And it just doesn't happen that way because he's bringing him down the line trying to get him to score. I mean, it is one of those odd plays where, as you see, there is time in between the catch and the ball coming out. So a very difficult read. It's not something you point your finger at and say, well, that was our one opportunity early in the ballgame. We didn't cash in. We deserved to lose. I mean, sometimes it's just circumstance. It was a great play by the right fielder, Garcia. Ball pops out of there, and the base runners are just off enough to where they can turn that double play.
But also, sidebar on that play, Joe Madden uses his challenge there when it was clearly not going to work out in his favor. Would have been nice to have that in the back pocket, Bonifacio's steal attempt.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, again, that's where it burns you. Again, I don't like this system. I never have, really. It feels like you're playing a little bit of game of roulette in the middle of the ball game as well, when it's all about just getting the calls right to begin with. I've always been a big backer of that. We've advanced with our technology and certainly getting more of these calls right. But at the same time, why are we kind of having to roll the dice early in a ball game to see if it is in fact correct?
Time now to hear from Joe Madden live on Comcast Sportsnet, our Xfinity post-game press conference.
Almost 13,000 at-risk youth each year in program areas designed to encourage academic success, healthy lifestyles, good character, and citizenship. A grant from Cubs Care supports the Club Chicago Cubs RBI baseball program for more than 300 teenagers in the inner city, teaching them baseball fundamentals and skills, as well as encouraging healthy lifestyles and positive behaviors. Obviously, I can't top all of that. It's a great program, and I love the T-shirt. There we have it for today.
Talked about how hard it is to generate offense, and then couple that with double plays today and that loss.
Kind of like a little non-fortuitous today. We in certain moments happens. It just happens. We'll show up tomorrow. I promise. We'll be ready to play again tomorrow. It's a tough loss, 2 in a row, but that's how this thing works sometimes.
Can you talk when you challenge? Obviously, you want to be challenged on the catch.
Right. Well, that and also the whole play, actually, the catch and the fact that can the ground cause a fumble. I mean, I really thought the ball did hit the ground. I don't even know if conclusively it was shown that it did not. But beyond all that, just to have total control of the baseball, kind of like to make a football move, whatever that's referenced as. I was just, it was really an awkward, it was a very non-definitive kind of a look at the whole thing, I thought.
What a great outing from Kyle again.
Outstanding. It was like 20 innings in a row, something like that. He's pretty close to that. Yeah, that's really outstanding. Great stuff once again. Another base hit out of the 8-hole. The pitchers have really continued to do a great job in the 8-hole. He was outstanding.
What in particular has stood out to you about in terms of what he's been doing these last 2 starts?
Two things. It starts with command of all of his pitches, command of his fastball, really locating well, and then off that, the changeup has been very good. He throws the ball on the ground a lot. He's very good at ground balls. He's just in such a really nice rhythm right now, but he really relies on location a lot, and it's been there, and that's why you've seen some really outstanding outings.
He broke about 4 bats, even though you know he doesn't throw 95 miles an hour. Is that a testament to the movement, location?
Late movement, making them think they're going to do one thing and do something else. Yeah, I mean, he was blowing up some bats. There's no question about that. The ball was really running in on the righties. No question.
With him leading off in that next inning at 90, did you think about sending him out?
I did and did not. I mean, I'm watching the 7th. I thought, he was pretty much there. I felt really good. I mean, our bullpen's been so good. I feel either Ronnie or Stropey. I was trying to stay away from Stropey, give him an extra day. So I went with Ronnie right there, and then he get a hit.
Sense any frustration?
That's crazy.
You think you got to call or just strike out looking?
Oh, you're always frustrated when you don't get a job done. I mean, there's always that sense of frustration, but we'll be fine.
What was earlier, Tom Hallian? What was that about?
Oh, the other side, their side, there was something wrong with their video replay system. Yeah, that's all.
Joe, what do you think of Rodon today?
He's good. He's got a real. Once when he really gains fastball command, he's gonna be really good. I'm sure they've talked about that. He's a young man. He's got a live fastball, and he's got a really good slider. Seemed like pretty good composure. But when the fastball command shows up, it's going to be really good. It's not unlike David Price. When David first began with the Rays, he great fastball, but the command issues. And then once he found that command, man, heads up.
Joe, what was your take on the first Sox Cubs field part?
Outstanding. I mean, I've been involved in playoff baseball, All-Star baseball, and World Series baseball. This place has that feeling almost every day. It's outstanding. Win or lose, I mean, of course you want to win more than you lose, but if you're a baseball purist and if you want to know what's good for the game of baseball, come to Wrigley. Come to Wrigley, check this whole thing out. It's extraordinary. I feel really fortunate to be part of it. You got it.
So Joe Madden, after the 1-0 loss to start the crosstown, the first of 6 this year, back to that challenge in the third. You know, as you look back at the replay, when Hendricks is standing on third and the umpire's already called him out, you got to think the third base coaches should be yelling at him to get back to second. He's clearly, I mean, his back was to the play. He had no idea what had happened with Avi Garcia.
Well, that's where the miscommunication is. And again, I don't know if you want to put that on the third base coach, because again, I was a bit confused even seeing the play itself, just with whether there was a catch or not. So you've got your third base runner, a pitcher who's not on base an awful lot, standing there basically with his hands in the air. Now his hands aren't in the air, but he's got to look. Check it out. You're going to see it in a second. It's going to come up right here. What is going on? He has no idea. All the action was to third base, and he's not getting help from anybody. That's kind of part of your problem. He gets all the way to third base. The play is, all of the action is behind him. He has no idea what's going on, and he's standing there basically helpless. If he starts to run back to second base, he doesn't know why. So, again, that's the complications of this play, and it gives the White Sox plenty of time to misfire on the throw to first base, back it up, and ultimately go all the way back down to second base and still get him out.
Did you notice we misfired on that throw?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Time now for our Sports Authority play of the game. For that, we go to the top of the 8th inning, and that challenge that Madden used back in the third could have been a benefit to him in the 8th inning, as Bonifacio looked like he was out trying to steal second, but J.B. Shuck coming through here with the sac fly. That plates Bonifacio, and that's all she wrote, Bill Melton.
Well, really, that's basically the White Sox offense right there, except for we normally don't drive that run in from third with 1 out or less. We really don't do it. So that's big, and Shuck has come up and done that 3 times in the last 2 weeks. That's why we've actually won more games than we lost, because we're finally actually got a guy at the plate that brings that. Well, you know, that's a crippled RBI. I mean, that's all you got to do is put it in play. But we had a lot of trouble with those.
You guys also made a great point. It was a large strike zone in this game, and maybe that benefited Rodon. As you take a look at it, home plate umpire was Dan Bellino. He's from Chicago, so not sure who he rooted for as a kid. But let's be honest,
no conspiracy.
It was a large strike zone for both teams, but probably benefited the guy who was a little more wild.
Effectively wild. Well,
yeah.
You and I were talking about this.
Yes.
I think that's the point that's made right there, is that the Cubs hitters, as this game goes on, I look at the 9th inning, and I guess that's where I concluded at the end of this that their strike zone, they were frustrated with the strike zone enough that they started swinging outside of the box big time, and they started chasing sliders in the dirt and sliders off the plate, where before, earlier, when he was getting the called third strikes, there was some degree of uncertainty. Dexter Fowler multiple times thought he was going to first base with a walk, and he was getting rung up, meaning pitches were off the plate. They were far enough inside to where he was convinced. There was only a couple check swings in there. So, you know, you look at how this game goes, and it kind of built himself. Rodon expanded the strike zone. He made good use of it, whether he meant to or not, and I know where you're going with that. He was able to do that. And again, so the strike zone to Cubs hitters was a bit of an uncertainty as this game went on.
We'll get more into the pitching situation. Rodon and Hendricks, we'll hear from them on the other side when Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Clouds, Blue Shield, rolls on.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. Through it all.
There are measures we can offer. Other agents in the field.
I work alone.
Okay, what's it gonna take?
I want a guarantee.
He wants the card.
I'm in.
He's good.
Drop my phone.
Looks like the Garcia's got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow. This is
Nice.
Oh, my.
Now pay no interest for 5 years, plus get $2,250 purchase bonus cash on the specially equipped 2015 Enclave.
Great news! The best internet offer of the year is back. Get Xfinity Internet for just $14.99 a month for 12 months. But don't wait. This offer is only back for a short time. AT&T Uverse can't give you the speed Xfinity does. Call 1-800-XFINITY to get started for as low as $14.99 a month for 12 months. Or ask how to get even more speed with Blast. Now with 50% more speed. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Wherever we drive, we all need the same thing. Great tires at low prices. That's why there's AutoTech. As McHenry County's largest independent tire dealer, we have the low prices you're looking for. Plus, friendly service from your locally owned AutoTech. And now get up to a $120 rebate on Goodyear and Dunlop tires. Great tires at low prices. That's AutoTech, where tires are less. For tires, wheels, maintenance, and repair, visit these local Goodyear AutoTech centers today. Huntley, Woodstock, Crystal Lake, and McHenry.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Comcast Sportsnet, your home for Chicago Cubs baseball.
Back with our 4 seasons, heating, air conditioning, and plumbing. Who's hot, who's not? As we take a look at the crosstown at Wrigley as a whole, Aramis Ramirez in 17 games had a .393 batting average, 8 homers, 23 runs batted in. On the flip side, Dayan Viciedo in 7 games, just 1 homer and a .454 OPS. A lot of who's not, though, when it comes to the offensive side in this game on this day, as we take a look at our Cholula hot sauce pitching recap. And a lot of that had to do the lack of hitting. Kyle Hendricks, another fantastic start, 3rd straight scoreless start from him.
Yeah, a lot of fun. You know, steps on the accelerator and then pulls it right off. I mean, that's the fun thing when you watch Kyle go. That changeup is so effective against just about any type of hitter in the game today. His splits tell you that. Lefties, righties, he can get it done, and that changeup messes people up. They have to respect it. Actually puts a little bit more velocity on the 88 and 89, makes it look like 92, 93. Lived on the corners, kept the ball down, kept his team in the ball game today. He pitched a couple times at the top of the strike zone, whether it was on purpose or not, with some good effect. Again, changed that eye level. So, again, there were not many hard-hit balls in this game at all. You watch guys, and if you're going to expand the strike zone against Kyle, you are going to pay dearly because he will feed off of that. He's going to add a few inches to those corners.
Hendricks spoke to the media moments ago. Let's listen in.
Yeah. On my play, yeah, on the one that was caught. I asked Jonesy about it because honestly, you know how much we pitchers run the bases, so it's a little foreign to us to begin with. But I asked Jonesy once I got over there, I mean, what I'm really supposed to do on that. It's a line drive, you know, maybe freeze, but that's a tough in-between play. There's nothing really I could do either way, whether I ran or went back. I wasn't going to score if I went, but also if I went back, you know, it could have fell for a hit. So it's definitely a tough one, and it didn't work out in our favor, but just got to learn, I guess. Yeah, he threw really well, got out of jams, you know. We just couldn't get any luck, couldn't push a, you know, big hit across there at any point. And it happens, you know, that we have those kind of days, but I could only focus on what I could control, obviously, and the same thoughts like I've been telling you guys, last few starts, just make good pitches and just try and simplify everything. And did another good job today. Me and T. Garden, we had a good game plan going in. He stuck to it. He had good thoughts back there. I trust him a lot on some of his calls. Came out and talked to me about a few different pitches, and we were just on that same wavelength, thinking the same page all day. It makes it easy.
Is there anything in particular that you feel has really been working well the last 3 starts?
I think that mindset and that mentality of just going one pitch at a time and just making good pitches. Trying not to do too much, just simplifying everything like I've been saying. And my fastball command's been a little better. My changeup was good today, and I've been using my four-seam fastball a little bit more. I think that's been helping, but I think the mentality, number one.
This stretch you're in, as well as you pitched basically the whole time up last year, this stretch right here, this is any of that was.
I've felt sharper, I think, at other points. I still don't feel 100% sharp, but as far as my mentality right now, I think it's as good as it's maybe ever been since I've been up. Just that, simple mentality that I've been talking about. I've really stuck to it and done a good job with it. Try and go into the break and, keep it going when we come back. But as far as sharpness, there's still a lot of stuff I need to work on, hit more spots. I've had other times last year where I was definitely sharper than I am right now.
Did you sense you feed off their aggressiveness? I mean, the right-handed hitters are so full happy that they seem to try to pull everything early and you're getting to hit a lot of ground balls.
Definitely, yeah. T and I talked about it in between innings. The first time through, they were pretty patient, at least first pitch, but then they went hacking right after that. And then we noticed second and third time through, they were just aggressive. So I kind of learned from my start in Minnesota with that because they were really aggressive, and I didn't expand the zone enough, like I said, after that start. So today I tried to really just expand and let them kind of get themselves out when they were super aggressive, and T did a good job staying on the same page with me with that.
Back with base running, did you think that maybe it had fallen, and even when he threw it away at first base, did you even think to try to go back and figure you're dead?
Yeah, I wasn't even looking. Honestly, I was running, then I was looking at Jonesy, our third base coach, and he told me just stay there. He didn't know if he had caught it or not either. It was kind of just confusion for everybody out there. So I think that's why we reviewed it. And like I said, it didn't work out in our favor, but it happens.
Was the wind strong enough blowing it in or sideways to make any difference in pitches or anything also?
I don't think so. I mean, we try and take in outside factors like that, at least recognize what's going on with the wind from time to time, but with a crosswind like that, I don't think it really affects much, to be honest.
Knock down any balls, you think?
Maybe. There weren't really a lot of balls I had in the outfield, I don't think, to be honest. I couldn't notice too much. Thanks, guys.
So Kyle Hendricks make it 3 consecutive scoreless starts, but if you go back to his 4th start, that's now 22 1/3 innings of no-run ball.
Well, you see that. 13 hits right there. Not a whole lot of extra base action, obviously. The walks, it's the other thing that stands out. We're not talking about double-digit strike totals, but we are talking about limiting the walks. This is a guy who's attacking the strike zone, working to a spot, and then adding that changeup in there and getting the awful swings and a lot of bad contact.
One guy who did not limit the walks was Carlos Rodon. 6 walks on the afternoon. Did have 6 strikeouts, but the double play was his best friend, Bill.
Well, I've seen a lot. I mean, this is not uncommon. I've seen most of his starts, and other than 1 or 2, they're pretty much the same way. That's what makes hitters pretty uncomfortable in the box. They don't really know what to swing at because they can't think. You like to, as a hitter, you want to say, middle away. Maybe he's going to try to jam me once in a while, especially when you're ahead. You might pick a zone, not a pitch. You can't do it with guys like this. You really can't do it. And then I talked about his slider. That's his wipeout pitch. But he doesn't get ahead of the hitters enough to throw it a lot, if you know what I mean.
And it's also difficult to grip for that particular pitch when you're dealing with a blister, which the other broadcast showed in his last start. It was, pretty nasty, and you could see Herm and the training staff attending to it throughout.
That's what happens when you're a young guy and you're throwing a lot of pitches in every game. Things are going to happen to your fingertips and stuff that didn't happen in college.
Here's Rodon moments ago.
It was real tough, but you just got to get up for the defense because we overturned like 5 double plays today, and hats off to them. They kept me in the game, and we stuck with it.
What was it like out there for you, and especially when you give up those walks to be able to kind of maintain your composure, especially being on the road?
I mean, it's tough. Different atmosphere, and it was fun. It was fun to be able to be out there and fans going, and You know, it's the first time I experienced it, and, you know, it's real exciting.
You guys right now as a pitching staff have held the team scoreless for 24 innings now. I mean, what has been the difference lately?
Honestly, I don't even think about that. We just go out there and we try our best, go as deep as we can, throw zeros up, and let the offense do what they do, and the defense take care of us, and, you know, it happens that way for us for some reason.
How do you think you're growing and maturing as a major league pitcher start to start?
Just taking little things. The biggest thing is get that first guy out and strike one, and sometimes that's tough, but, you know, it's on to the next pitch, and you got to forget what happened before and just keep on battling.
You always been a good bunter?
I guess so. I don't know. It's the first time I've really done that.
When you're facing another pitcher who's keeping your offense silent, do you feel a little bit more pressure to make sure that you don't give one up to, knowing it's going to be a close game?
Just got to focus on what you're doing out there. Like I said, strike one, throwing zeros up, and once the ball comes out of your hand, defense takes care of it, and, you know, we get guys out, and that's all I have to worry about, is getting that guy at the plate.
How big was that 8th inning?
Taking a look at the Cubs box score after they face Carlos Rodon and the White Sox bullpen. We talked about home plate umpire Dan Bellino having that large strike zone. It certainly benefited Rodon. The other thing that doesn't get a lot of discussion is Tyler Flowers, how he's handled his pitching staff. He's done a pretty nice job.
Yeah, basically that's what they've been talking about, is the fact Tyler Flowers, the pitchers really enjoy throwing to him. Because they like the way he sets up. I don't know anything about pitching, believe me, but they like the way he calls. He's familiar with every one of these guys, and he calls the pitches at the right time most of the time. The pitchers very rarely shake him off. So, yeah, it's a good working relationship with Tyler Flowers and the staff, and that's why the White Sox took so much stock in the offseason, bringing him back. Make sure, you know, even though he struggles offensively, to make sure that he caught this staff. Very important.
Coming up, we'll hear from David Robertson, and we'll set the table for Game 2 of this series. It'll be Chris Sale taking on John Lester tomorrow at the Friendly Compounds.
Your old air conditioner is costing you money. The summer's heating up. Stay cool with a new air conditioner from Four Seasons. And right now, get a new energy-saving air conditioner from just $24.95 installed. Furnace and AC combos from just $36.95. Plus, enjoy 5 years interest-free financing. Call today for your free estimate on a new AC from Four Seasons.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Create the perfect outdoor living space for your home with patio blocks from Menards. Cortland pavers feature a chiseled texture that resembles quarried rock. The perfect paver for driveways, walkways, patios, and plenty of other backyard projects. Available in 3 sizes, starting at just 49 cents each. 3 by 12-inch cobble edgers in 2 colors are also on sale, just 88 cents each.
Save big money at Menards.
One thing we can rely on in this house is UVerse high-speed internet.
I've been streaming movies all day without any problems.
UVerse high-speed internet has brought much-needed reliability to our lives.
It's got reliability you can rely on.
AT&T UVerse high-speed internet. With 99.9% reliability, it's one thing you can rely on.
Danley's is offering an incredible deal. Get $2,000 off any Danley's garage. With over 200,000 satisfied customers since 1959, Danley's is the best garage builder in Chicago for price, quality, and service. That's right. All sizes and all styles are on sale now. And with $2,000 off any Danley's garage, we are keeping money in your pocket. So call Danley's today, 773-GARAGES.
Building your garage with quality, depend on Danley. That's why we're #1.
Emerson said, "Though we travel the world over to find the beautiful, we must carry it with us, or we find it not." Who knew great gas mileage could be so poetic? See for yourself at the Chrysler Summer Clearance event.
Right now, get $3,000 combined cash allowance, plus an additional $500 bonus cash on the 2015 Chrysler 200.
Cubs baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by Cholula Hot Sauce, the flavorful hot sauce with the iconic wooden cap.
It's our UPS store taking care of business player of the game. It is Sox closer David Robertson. He nailed down his 19th save with a 1-2-3 ninth inning, and he's done this a few times this year, Bill.
He's done it more times than we did in the last 3 years, to be honest with you. But, that's why you pay him the money, and that's why he's such a good closer. Spent a lot of time with Mariano Rivera. He's got an outstanding cutter. And, the times he gets beat and the times he gives up home runs, if you're watching the game on TV, you see that the ball doesn't cut. When it cuts, and then he's got that knee-breaking, I call it the Bobby Jenks curveball, that you can't hit it. It's like, I don't know, wiffle ball in the backyard. But anyway, he only uses that in tough situations with a man in scoring position. He's done a great job.
Robertson addressed the media a short time ago. Let's listen in.
Everybody's working really well, feeding off each other. Those are the games that you got to win when you play well. And it was nice to come out of here today with a win.
All right, making our way around the White Sox clubhouse.
That was a quick trip.
Let's talk a little bit about tomorrow. We're going to see Chris. If we didn't see any offense today against the number 5s, what are we going to see tomorrow against Lester and Chris Sale?
Well, I mean, again, I thought the at-bats were okay. I didn't think that, at least from the Cubs side of things, where, frustration's starting to kick in. I mean, it's there already. Yeah, they're not scoring some runs, but they're gonna go out there and battle. They're gonna try to put together their best at-bats. Again, the double plays are also a reflection of them getting innings started, just not finishing them or taking that next step. And so they're in a position where I felt like there was some quality at-bats. Rodon's got good stuff. I mean, you're gonna see similar stuff tomorrow. Obviously, even a little bit better. But the point is that they battled. And that's what you really want to see from your guys. Yeah, is it going to be a low-scoring game? I probably would try to predict that it will be a low-scoring ball game tomorrow as well. But with that being said, I'm not complaining about the fact that we're not banging the balls off walls. The White Sox, to the numbers, have been pitching incredibly well right now.
Let's take. Go ahead, Bill.
Well, I'm just saying the guy tomorrow's been pitching really well. So, you know what I mean?
Incredible.
If he's throwing strike, again, it's amazing how many the last 8 games. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Lester, always tough on the White Sox when he was with the Red Sox.
Right.
No question about it.
Let's take a look back at Todd's key from the pregame show, sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield and Bills as well. And here's what you had to say, fellas.
Well, I was kind of hoping to set the tone. I don't think there was a tone to be set in this.
Well,
one.
they got men on base.
Well, and maybe that's the point. Like I said, yeah, there's obviously some strikeouts in this ball game, some walks as well. A lot of inactivity is really what it comes down to. 12 strikeouts, 7 walks. Did put a few guys on base. You don't get back into the clubhouse after the game and start overanalyzing your at-bats with like, am I going to start aiming the ball to the hole between first and second base, every time. It's not the way that it works. These guys are up here trying to hit 94 miles an hour with tilt. Again, putting the ball in play, understanding, yeah, maybe a little bit more luck is on their side tomorrow. But again, I thought, to the point of what I wanted to see at the beginning of the ball game, they did string together some walks and get some guys on base top to bottom of that lineup.
In the gang of 8, you clearly were saying that the only run would be scored in the 8th inning. Is that what
you're pretty close right there. I thought we'd have a lot more runs coming from hitters 1 through 8. Maybe the pitcher would have a tough time. We actually got a bunt down, so that's the gang of 8. We didn't hit anything, so we played with 8 guys.
We're coming back with more Cubs post-game live. We'll check in on tomorrow's Game 2 of the Crosstown and Sportsnet Central. Coming away in just a couple of minutes.
Kate!
She can't go alone. Give me your hand! That was close.
A pitcher who can paint the corners is known as a Rembrandt. At GMC, we get why people love that kind of precision. After all, in everything we build, that's exactly what we deliver. This is precision. This is GMC. Now pay no interest for 5 years, plus get $2,000 purchase cash on 2015 Sierra SLT models.
This is a great place to work, not because they have yoga meetings and a juice bar, because they're getting Comcast Business Internet. Comcast Business offers convenient installation appointments that work around your schedule. And it takes, done, about an hour.
Get reliable internet that's up to 5 times faster than DSL from the phone company. Call 800-501-6000 to switch today.
Perks are nice, But the best thing you can give your business is Comcast Business.
Comcast Business, built for business.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
When it comes to fulfilling our customers' expectations, Gerald Subaru of North Aurora has earned a reputation for excellence. We are one of an elite group of Subaru dealers awarded the Subaru Stellar Care Award for excellence in customer satisfaction. Gerald Subaru of North Aurora has one of the largest Subaru inventories in Chicagoland, which means you can drive home today in the Subaru of your choice. Plus, all Gerald vehicles are covered by an exclusive lifetime warranty. Gerald Subaru of North Aurora is dedicated to you. Gerald Subaru of North Aurora is always a better deal. I guarantee it.
Sox made the most of just 5 hits. They've won now 8 of their last 10. Here's Robert Ventura moments ago.
Okay, now we're on the right.
More great pitching today.
The kid was fantastic. I mean, I think we've seen him come up and pitch and continue to improve, but, to pitch in an atmosphere like this, I mean, he learns so much by doing it that, you get more impressed by the stuff that he does. And you got, kind of a Houdini act out there of, guys on base and being able to get double plays, and the defense was great behind him, and, he threw enough to get through it. I mean, he continues to battle, but he's got great stuff. I mean, that stuff is above average as we've seen, but he's, I think you're seeing, the experience start to kick in now of him being up here and feel like he belongs.
How about those 5 double plays? And a lot of them, they're all different seemingly.
They are, but, again, we're trying to improve that, and I think Sanchi today, he got some hits to fall in, and just what he does defensively for us, and Lexi being back, man, we had some nice turns today. We got fortunate on, a couple of them, and I think one was a hit and run that was going up the middle that goes right to him, but we have to play defense like that to win. I mean, we scratched out, one, but, you'll take it.
Are you okay with this command issue?
It'll be John Lester and Chris Sale tomorrow. They actually met last April. Red Sox, White Sox on the south side. Boston won it 3-1. Lester, 8 innings in that one. No runs, 9 strikeouts. Sale, not too shabby himself. 7 innings, an earned run, and he had 10 Ks.
Sale ever shabby?
He's had a couple of bad games. That's why his ERA is up above 2.
Must have been early in the season. I haven't seen one of late. I mean, listen, we're not trying to fool anybody here. It's going to be a pitcher's duel tomorrow. I think we all know that. And again, it's going to be about execution. What was set into motion today is kind of the groundwork, the opening act, if you will, to this series. And it was a pitcher's duel. Offense was hard to come by. Sacrifice fly wins it. They weren't the best at bats in the world, but it was great pitching. There's better guys going tomorrow, too.
That is true. Let's just see how fast tomorrow's game is. Hopefully weather won't play a role in that one. That's going to do it for Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. Coming up next, it is Sportsnet Central with Chris Bowden. We will see you as part of that.
And welcome into Sportsnet Center presented by Comcast Business. I'm Chris Bowden. We are live at Wrigley with post-game reaction from both the victorious White Sox and the Cubs in the first of 6 crosstown meetings this season. Our post-game live team goes into extras to break things down for us. Plus, Jimmy Butler on his relationship with Derrick Rose, and a former Illini All-Star is on the move. Plus, Captain Sirius has a little fun with the cup in tow. It's all on Sportsnet Central, and it starts right now.
To Sportsnet Central, presented by Comcast Business.
You look over the Cubs roster and coaching staff, not a lot of them have ever experienced the added intensity of the annual crosstown series with the White Sox, but as they began a 3-game set on the north side, Cubs came in winners in 7 of their last 10, the Southsiders 7 of their last 9. It is the 6th summer the interleague rivals clashing for that cup. Carlos Rodon some control issues, most of his outing walking 6, but his defense there to pick him up when he let the Cubs hit the ball. How about 5 double plays on the afternoon, 4 of which came while he was on the mound. A bizarre sequence in the 3rd. here in the third. Kyle Hendricks on second after a single. Addison Russell first after a walk. Dexter Fowler to Visael Garcia. He makes the grab but loses the ball shortly after. Umps ruled the ball was caught, meaning that Hendricks had to go back to second and tag up. Third base coach Gary Jones thought the ball was dropped as well as he moved to third. And after Garcia's throw to first, attempting to double up Russell is wild. Tyler Flower just tosses over to Alexei Ramirez to get the force. Despite a challenge from skipper Joe Madden, the ruling would stand, and it was indeed a catch, so the Cubs would again come away empty-handed. But it wasn't the only Cubs who squandered multiple scoring chances. Two different chances for Adam Eaton. With Carlos Sanchez on second, left him in scoring position. He pops out here in the third to Starlin Castro. Then the fifth, he whiffs to end the threat. Hendricks spun 7 shutout innings, allowing 5 hits, no walks, and fanned 4. Still scoreless into the 8th. Emilio Bonifacio, the former Cub, up, pinch hitting. He wanted to bunt his way on, but Hector Rondon plunks him in the leg, giving him the free pass to first. Next at bat, Bonifacio off to the races, beating the throw from Tyler Tiergarten, or did he? He may have been tagged, but Madden had already lost his challenge, so after Eaton bunted Bonifacio to third, pinch hitter J.B. Shuck lifts a fly ball to left for a sacrifice of his own. Chris Coughlin's throw, not in time. The Sox strike first via small ball, 1-0. So a do-or-die bottom of the 9th for the Cubs. David Robertson on, looking for the save. And he would first with Chris Bryant. Then Jorge Soler goes down on strikes. So the Sox an out away from taking the series opener.
Line shot caught by Sanchez, and this ball game is over.
What a defensive effort all day long by the Sox, capped off with just an outstanding play by Carlos Sanchez.
And how often have we heard that this year? The leather flashing by Sanchez, the exclamation point. On a great day in the field for the Southsiders, both pitching staffs lights out. But the Sox push across the lone run. 1-0 your final. Here's Madden on that wild double play in the third.
Well, that and also the whole play, actually, the catch and the fact that can the ground cause a fumble. I mean, I really thought the ball did hit the ground. I don't even know if conclusively it was shown that it did not. But beyond all that, just to have total control of the baseball, kind of like make a football move, whatever that's referenced as. I was just, it was really an awkward, it was a very definitive kind of a look at the whole thing, I thought.
A lot of big plays were made, you know, played good baseball. I mean, I don't know how many double plays we turned today. One that was really out of the ordinary with the ball to Officio in right field, which, you know, it was a double play. We'll take it.
All 8 hits in this game, singles, 5 of them from the Sox. Cubs couldn't do anything with the 7 walks they drew, courtesy of those 5 double play balls and 12 strikeouts. Jake Petrichka, the win in relief. Robertson, save number 19. First time a crosstown game was scoreless through 6 since Ted Lilly and Gavin Floyd were making dual no-hit bids in a 2010 contest. With more, we send it over to today's post-game live trio. Pat Boyle with Todd Hollandsworth and Bill Melton.
So the 99th meeting between the Cubs and White Sox goes to the Southsiders. If you really look at the starting pitching, Kyle Hendricks outdueled Carlos Rodon, but thanks to the double plays, 5 double plays that the Cubs hit into, it really helped them out big time. But there was some confusion in that third.
Well, right. It certainly was a confusing play. But again, you talk about those double plays. We still didn't even get a runner to third base. I mean, that's the other thing that you got to remember in all this. So, yeah, there was some confusion on this play in particular. You've got the line drive to right field. Base runner at first base, Hendricks there at second base. He's fooled on the play, moving on the play. Back is entirely to the play, so he's completely dependent on his third base coach to get a grip of or get a feel for what's going on. And the bottom line is this, he doesn't get that message. So there was some confusion down there. He talked about it in his post-game. You know, I'm not getting back to second base. I'm not scoring. I'm going to go stay right here because I don't know what just happened. It's the uncertainty right there. And when you see the play and the rollover and everything else that plays out, we watched it now multiple times. Yeah, you say, okay, well, it makes sense to our eyes, but when you're doing it and you're living it in the moment, you have no idea what to do, what to do. I've been in that position before. It's a bit of a helpless position to be in. You've got to lean on what's going on around you and your coaches, but unfortunately, the message just didn't get exchanged.
And Madden used his challenge there. Probably would have liked to have it in the back pocket for what happened in the 8th inning. Hendricks exited. It was Rondon who entered for the Cubs, and Bonifacio and the Sox made the most of a little opportunity.
Well, you're going to remember now there's no Ramirez, Lee, or Sosa anymore, so these are the type of the games you're going to see. I'm used to seeing balls being pounded out all over these walls, so these games are kind of strange for me at Wrigley Field, even though that's kind of the baseball we've been playing. Bonifacio, a utility player. You know, this guy doesn't get to play an awful lot right here, but the White Sox put together something that we don't see quite a bit. A guy stealing second base, a bunt being laid down by Eaton, outstanding. You know, he did that. He got him to second base or to third base, I'm sorry, 1 out or less. And guess what? We're probably the worst in the American League at doing this, but Shuck's done this 3 times in the last 10 days, which has really helped us. I mean, there's a sacrifice fly. Bottom line, the White Sox score 1 run, and again, it gets down to pitching. You bring in your closer, and you're shutting down a ball club that's struggling offensively also.
So that, for the White Sox, is their 8th win in their last 10 games. Really, when you look at this series, it's probably a bigger series for the White Sox, big picture, than it is for the Cubs. But on Saturday, we will see 2 of the best in the business, Jon Lester and Chris Sale on the bump. That should be fun to watch. You could tell, hearing Lester pregame on Friday, he's looking forward to be going up against Chris Sale.
Well, you know, and again, both these teams have been playing somewhat identical baseball. Yeah, the White Sox have been winning right now of late. They've been doing it with the pitching, and the Cubs, when we've been winning, it's been the same thing. It's been our starting pitching carrying it over to the bullpen. The bullpen's been great, and we're winning close ball games. And right now, Jon Lester's in a good spot. He's been pitching very, very well. You're going to see the cutter down in the zone. But, I mean, if you learned anything from today, you know, keep the ball down. I did watch White Sox hitters expand the strike zone as, I'm going to go ahead and say some frustration may have kicked in mid-game. John will prey off of that, and hopefully that's what happens again for the Cubs tomorrow, is that he's able to expand that strike zone, get some swings outside that box, again, looking for good results. But, again, I mean, the pitching has been so good, it's really almost predictable.
How about for Chris Sale? Takes on Burley last week, and now he's got Jon Lester.
Just exactly what he said about Jon Lester. I don't have to say anymore. You got the same thing with the other lefty out there, but you talk about hitting. I don't think this team, the ball club we have right now, has really faced Lester that much, which is a benefit to Jon Lester, trust me, because he's going to exploit. The one thing about a veteran pitcher, they will exploit weaknesses of another club. And I'll guarantee you, they're sitting down, Basio's sitting down with him right now, their pitching coach, to tell him, this guy do this guy do that. And the same thing with the Cubs. There's 2 or 3 guys down the lineup, maybe 2 you got to stay away from. Otherwise than that, let's face it, these guys are 2 of the best in the game, these pitchers.
I know as a lefty, you're looking forward to seeing Chris Sale take on Anthony Rizzo. and that might be just an appetizer to what we see Tuesday night in Cincinnati.
Well, I just think it's an interesting one. I mean, Anthony, we've watched. He's had an all-star season, a fantastic year, commands the inside corner as a hitter. You know, I think Barry Bonds, I mean, he stands very close to the plate, especially against lefties, and he's willing to do it. You know, something's got to give here. Sale loves to pitch to that part of the plate, and I just kind of threw it out there, you know, as we were all talking about it. What gives? Because that's what Anthony, one of his strengths is that he digs those feet into the concrete and says, this is the inner half, I own it. Chris Sale is going to fight for it, I can guarantee you that.
It's the 100th meeting between the Cubs and White Sox, and we're told there will be a run scored. We'll have it for you Saturday right here on CSN.
Lifting. Prior to the game, the Cubs shared encouraging news about starting pitcher Jason Hamm, who left Wednesday's game against St. Louis after just an inning with a strained left hamstring. An MRI taken yesterday revealed no major structural damage, and Joe Madden says the righty will be penciled in as the 5th starter in the rotation following the All-Star break. That's Tuesday, July 21st at Cincinnati. That would give Hamill almost 2 full weeks since that injury happened. We have more coverage of round 1 of the Crosstown Cup when Sportsnet Central continues. We're live with more reaction from both clubhouses. And we go one-on-one with Jimmy Butler, who explains what drives him to work hard and his opinion of his rumored rift with Derrick Rose.
Sportsnet Central, brought to you by Comcast Business. Comcast Business, built for business.
This is a great place to work, not because they have yoga meetings and a juice bar, because they're getting Comcast Business Internet. Comcast Business offers convenient installation appointments that work around your schedule, and it takes about an hour.
Get reliable internet that's up to 5 times faster than DSL from the phone company. Call 800-501-6000 to switch today.
Perks are nice, but the best thing you can give your business is Comcast Business.
Comcast Business, built for business.
Hey, White Sox fans, remember this?
And it's a gunner! A White Sox winner! A winner on a Podsednik home run! And the White Sox go
favorite moments from 2005. Come see me, Scott Fitzednick, and my teammates July 17th through the 19th for a special 2005 World Championship Reunion Weekend presented by your local Ford stores. Tickets to all 3 games are on sale now, so visit whitesox.com today.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish.
Available at Advance Auto, Target, Lowe's, Walgreens, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
Whoa, Marge. You're not Marge.
I'm sort of Marge. We both drive a stick. We both like saving money on car insurance. And we both feel integrity, such as that of healthcare in the America of the U.S. And therefore, yes, thank you.
No, please, stop!
Sorta you isn't you. Start with a quote from Esurance and get a set of discounts personalized to you, not someone sorta like you. Esurance, backed by Allstate. Click or call.
We're back on Sportsnet Central with Built for Business, presented by Comcast Business. Both sides of town have gotten great starting pitching over the past couple weeks. Focus here on what the Southsiders have done through the last 10 following Carlos Rodon's 6 shutout frames today. They have a 2.06 ERA in 70 innings of work. Sox-Siders also have an incredible 70 strikeouts with just 17 walks over that span. Comcast Business, Built for Business. Chuck Garfien caught up after the game with the guy whose job it is to close it out, those starters' gems, David Robertson.
You have the game ball. You wanted to give it to Carlos Sanchez, though, didn't you?
Yeah, it was an incredible play. I mean, full extension laid out, catch the bullet to end the game. It was awesome.
24 straight innings. You guys have not given up a run. How confident is this pitching staff?
I don't know. I didn't even know that was like a stat we were holding. I'm glad you brought it up. No, I feel like we've been doing a great job. We've had excellent defense tonight. I don't know how many double plays were turned, but you know, we've been playing better baseball, and you know, things are starting to look good for the South Side.
Yeah, when you see Carlos Rodon pitch like that, a bunch of walks, but the way that he was able to hold them scoreless in an atmosphere like this, what does it say about a rookie pitcher like that?
He did a great job. He kept himself together out there when things got a little hairy, made quality pitches when he needed to, and let the defense work behind him, and you can't ask anything more out of a young pitcher like that.
How does it feel to play winning baseball like you've been playing now for almost a couple of weeks now?
It definitely feels a lot better than losing baseball.
And your first Sox-Cubs game, what did you think?
It was fun. I had a great time. Great atmosphere. Not a lot going on today. A lot of big plays that made it on defense, but the offensive side was slow for both teams. But you know, I feel great that we came out here today with a win.
David Robertson, master of the understatement. Our coverage of the Crosstown Cup continues tomorrow with White Sox pregame live at 2:30, setting the table for round 2. And Sale versus Lester, then Hawk and Steve take over with the Sox call at 3. Well, it could have been a shoe company, could have been a wealthy friend, but since Jimmy Butler is now a $95 million man, courtesy of his official new contract with the Bulls, the NBA's most improved player could probably foot the bill himself for the private jet he and his buddies took to California yesterday following his United Center press conference. In a picture that he tweeted out. But before he flew away, our Kip Lewis stopped him to discuss his drive and his relationship with the former MVP with whom he shares the Bulls backcourt.
Buzz said, you know, one thing he knew about you when you were young, when he first saw you, was that you would work hard. He saw something in you, just your mentality. But what is that about you that's inside you? Because some guys want to be great, some guys want to be great but aren't willing to work at it.
I think I'm just a fierce competitor at anything, and I really want to be the best at everything. I probably can't be, but why not keep trying? I think that's a mindset that I have, and that's the mindset I'm going to keep.
You said that you haven't paid a lot of attention to outside stuff, what goes on in the NBA, but I know you had to hear about all the talk at the end of your season, people talking about your relationship with Derek. Number one, did it surprise you? Because no one really mentioned that till almost that last game. All of a sudden there's this friction. You and Derek don't get along. You guys can't play together. Number one, is there any truth to that? And did it bother you at all that stuff became public?
No, didn't bother me. No truth to it. I think it just gives people something to talk about. I don't have a problem with it, you know. Talk about what you want to talk about. I can't control that, and I try to control what I can control.
Well, there's a reason Butler gained those MIP honors last season, making significant gains in every major statistical category, highlighted by a scoring increase of nearly 7 points a game and an almost 10% jump in shooting beyond the arc. According to multiple reports, the Brooklyn Nets will buy out former Illini star Darren Williams' contract, and Williams is expected to then sign immediately with the Dallas Mavericks once he clears waivers. D. Will had 2 years left on his deal and is expected to receive $25 to $30 million from the Nets in the buyout. After a short timeout, Kelly Kroll joins us live from Wrigley Field with reaction from the Cubs, including Kyle Hendricks on yet another strong start. Plus, Blackhawks captain Jonathan Taves got his day with the Cup today in Winnipeg. Lloyd Stanley getting in on some street hockey action, too. That's coming up next.
Now listen to some of Schaumburg Honda Automobile's satisfied customers.
You know, I feel comfortable coming here, and I've gotten really great service, and I will continue to do business here.
Drive a brand new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan for only $149 a month.
Be sure to see us before you buy.
Bob Rohrman.
Bob Rohrman, Schaumburg Honda Automobiles, just 8 blocks west of Woodfield Mall on Gulf Road in Schaumburg.
Bryant Barehand, straight up bat by Soler. High drive. Rizzo save. Caught by Russell. Struck him out. What a moment for the kid.
Catch was my therapy growing up. With a ball and glove, my dad and I could work out anything. Today, I have my own kids. Hey, want to play some catch?
Sure.
And catch is still my therapy. All right, give me a fastball here. Whoa. Just 2 people, a ball, and a backyard. And the comfort of home.
Every home has a story. Tell yours at ColdwellBanker.com.
Looking sharp, Len. Who's the lucky lady?
I'm going to the bank to discuss a mortgage.
See, you need a loan, you put on a suit, you go crawling to the bank. This is how I dress to get a mortgage. I just go to LendingTree. I calculate how much home I can afford. I get multiple offers to compare side by side. And the best part is, the banks come crawling to me.
Everything you need to get a better mortgage. Clothing optional. LendingTree. When banks compete, you win.
Okay.
Awkward.
Tomorrow on CSN. Chicago's bringing the heat and raising the temps in a sweltering East-West match with Seattle. Watch the men in red give their all as they try to score the win. Live coverage starts at 7 on CSN Chicago.
Hawks fans, starting Sunday, relive this year's exciting title run as CSN brings you all 16 playoff wins over 5 days. Chicago Blackhawks, a championship journey, presented by ChevyDriveChicago.com and your Chevy dealers, beginning Sunday night at 7. Visit CSNChicago.com.
Welcome back. Round 1 of the crosstown clash between the Sox and Cubs went the way of the Southsiders. A pitcher's duel where the game's lone run. A J.B. Shuck pinch sack fly would hold up as the game winner in the 8th. Sox defense also stellar today. They turned 5 double plays, threw some leather behind their pitchers. Carlos Sanchez, perhaps the best snare of the day for the final out. David Robertson celebrating with his 19th save and a clean 9th inning. 1-0 the final to the White Sox in the series opener. With more Cubs reaction, Kelly Kroll joins us live from the confines. And Kelly, that offense confined today after it seems they were starting to snap out of it on Tuesday and Wednesday against the Cardinals, especially with the way their starting pitcher continues to pitch for them.
Yeah, no question. The Cubs starting pitching just outstanding once again, Kyle Hendricks. But as you mentioned, the offense with 12 strikeouts and those 5 double play balls, it was really hard for Madden's club to really get anything going offensively. And there was one in particular there in the 3rd inning that was pretty hard for all of them to swallow. Very controversial. Kyle Hendricks got up in the post-game interview saying, you know, he even turned to third base coach Gary Jones and said, what exactly am I supposed to do in that situation? But those plays just didn't go their way today, and Madden said, you know, tough loss, sometimes it happens. We'll be back here tomorrow. But for Kyle Hendricks, this is 22 1/3 scoreless innings now for him, 3 straight starts. And after the game, he said there's a few things he's been working on that he feels has really been helping him lately.
I think that mindset and that mentality of just going one pitch at a time and just making good pitches. Trying not to do too much, just simplifying everything like I've been saying. And my fastball command's been a little better. My changeup was good today, and I've been using my four-seam fastball a little bit more. I think that's been helping, but I think the mentality, number one.
Two things. It starts with command of all of his pitches, command of his fastball, really locating well, and then off that, the changeup has been very good. He throws the ball on the ground a lot. He's very good at ground balls. He's just in such a really nice rhythm right now, but he really relies on location a lot, and it's been there, and that's why you've seen some really outstanding outings.
And it'll be John Lester trying to follow that up tomorrow for the Cubs, and he'll be going against Chris Sale in what should be a very entertaining Game 2 between these two teams. John Lester speaking this morning about Chris Sale, said he got to know him a little bit last year, of course, with Boston, saw him plenty, but said he's just such a fun-loving guy, loves to pitch. He went on about his wiry frame, the elbows flying everywhere, but boy, he said, does he know how to chuck the ball? And he said it's always fun to pitch against the best, and he's certainly, John Lester, looking forward to that matchup tomorrow. Should be a good one, Chris. From Wrigley Field, Kelly Crawl reporting live. Now back to you in the studio.
Kelly, look forward to the full post-game report from you and Chuck on the 10 o'clock edition. Go take the stage with Fitz and the Tantrums. We are back with more Sportsnet Central, including Jonathan Tay's Day with the Cup after this.
When you get a Honda Civic, you get more than just a car. You get tools to help make your drive more fuel efficient. A coach that shows you when you're driving efficiently. A button to help you get to all the places you want to go, using a little less gas. And you're getting a great deal on the best-selling compact car in America. Visit your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealer and test drive a Honda today.
White Sox fans, want to receive exclusive ticket offers and pre-sales, video sneak peeks, breaking news alerts, and more all year long? Then you need to join the White Sox community by becoming a member of the WhiteSox.com Blacklist. The Blacklist is the only way to ensure you know about the latest and greatest promotional items, ticket deals, and special ballpark activities. Don't miss out on all the top White Sox news. Visit WhiteSox.com/Blacklist to register for free.
Sport Clips appreciates everything guys do.
You're welcome.
That's why we're giving you the Instant Replay. It's your Sport Clips MVP experience, but more of it. For a limited time, get twice the hot towel treatment and a double header of our massaging shampoo and soothing scalp treatment for the price of a single MVP. Are you dreaming? You're not dreaming. Sport Clips, it's good to be a guy.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Creating the perfect outdoor space by Unilock. Quality landscapes require the right design, materials, and craftsmanship because that's what it takes to truly connect with your lifestyle. With Unilock, you get unlimited design possibilities, authorized Unilock contractors, and a transferable lifetime guarantee. For a complimentary idea book or a free project estimate, call 1-800-UNILOCK or visit unilock.com. That's 1-800-UNILOCK and unilock.com. Your perfect outdoor space awaits with Unilock, designed to connect.
Comcast Sportsnet, your home for Chicago Cubs baseball.
White Sox win for the 8th time in their last 10 games as they take the opener of the 6-game crosstown series this season, the first 3 of which this weekend at Wrigley Field. 1-0 your final. Cubs offensive numbers: 3 hits, 5 double plays, 12 strikeouts. White Sox had only 5 hits themselves, but Carlos Rodon and 3 relievers able to do the job. Rodon did not get the victory despite 6 innings of 2-hit shutout ball in which he walked 6 and struck out 6.
That was a little tough, but you just got to get up for the defense because we would return like 5 double plays today, and hats off to them. They kept me in the game, and we stuck with it.
What
What was it like out there for you, and especially when you give up those walks to be able to kind of maintain your composure, especially being on the road?
I mean, it's tough. Different atmosphere, and it was fun. It was fun to be able to be out there and fans going, and it's the first time I experienced it, and it's real exciting.
You guys right now are the pitchers.
The World Cup winning U.S. women's soccer team got a much-deserved heroes or heroines welcome through the streets of Manhattan with a ticker tape parade. Did a little dancing, also stretches the crowd that was as much as 10 deep. Also had some folks like Abby Wambach address the crowd in front of about 3,500 in front of City Hall Plaza, where they were also granted the keys, not the real ones, but the keys to New York. Time now to drop the puck in our daily game of Where is the Stanley Cup? It takes us to the lovely Manitoba burg of Winnipeg with the captain, Jonathan Toews, who got the key himself to Winnipeg during the 2010 Cup run, or right after it. Third trip there for the leader of the Hawks, among the other places he took it, at Children's Hospital. And he even let some neighborhood kids and some street hockey get into it on the sidelines, and then back to the rink that is now named in his honor. That's it for Sportsnet Center, presented by Comcast Business. I'm Chris Bowden for all of us here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you back at 10 o'clock when Iana Crystal joins me for the latest edition of Sportsnet.
This is a great place to work, not because they have yoga meetings and a juice bar, because they're getting Comcast Business Internet. Comcast Business offers convenient installation appointments that work around your schedule. And it takes, done, about an hour.
Get reliable internet that's up to 5 times faster than DSL from the phone company. Call 800-501-6000 to switch today.
Perks are nice, but the best thing you can give your business is Comcast Business.
Comcast Business, built for business.
Do you feel trapped by your credit cards? $25,000 in balance now means your minimum payment could be $1,000 a month. Be late, and there go the late charges. I'm attorney Peter Francis Geraci. Consider eliminating with Chapter 7 or no interest repayment under Chapter 13. Call us for a free phone mini consultation or log on to infotapes.com.
If you're worried about debt, call now to see if you qualify. 1-800-401-4010.
Quiet on the set. Take 73. What? It's a... Saving big is no laughing matter. At the Bob Roman Auto Group, over 7,000 new and used cars online at bobrorman.com.
There's only one Bob Roman.
Hey, White Sox fans, remember this?
Plum hits it into right, down the line, it is gone. And here in the 14th inning, the White Sox take a 6-5 lead.
It's one of my favorite moments from 2005. Come see me, Jeff Blum, and my teammates July 17th through the 19th for a special 2005 World Championship Reunion Weekend presented by your local Ford stores. Tickets to all 3 games are on sale now, so visit whitesox.com today.
We're here in this auto graveyard to demonstrate a remarkable car polish. New Finish, the once-a-year car polish. Simply wipe it on and just wipe it off. It's that easy. And look, New Finish restored a deep, hard shine even to this weather-beaten car. We polished this car with New Finish and ran it through 52 car washes. Even after heavy-duty detergents and powerful scrubbing, the water still beads. So get New Finish.
Available at Pep Boys, Target, Ace, O'Reilly Auto, AutoZone, Walmart, and other leading stores.
It is a gorgeous day here in Chicago as the North Side to South Side matchup known as the Crosstown Cup resumes here in 2015. It's the first of 6 meetings between the Chicago White Sox and the Chicago Cubs here inside beautiful Wrigley Field this weekend. Great to have you with us. Happy Friday afternoon. Jim DeShays and Len Casper. We'll talk more about these 2 teams as we move along today, but we're going to focus in on 2 of the elite first basemen. One